Nobody expected Hazel Lee to step back into the Blueface Grizzlian universe ever again. Not after the fight, not after the humiliation, not after the messy interviews, not after the screaming matches, not after she got dragged into drama she wanted nothing to do with. But today, Hazel E. didn't just come back. She came back swinging. And what she dropped sent Blueface into a full meltdown. Because Hazel didn't come alone. She came with screenshots, doctor's notes, private messages, and voice memos about JR's health, JR's living conditions, and the things Christian and Blueface have been desperately hiding from the internet. At exactly 7:43 p.m., Hazel posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "You wanted to lie on me? Bet. Let's talk about Junior." The entire comment section exploded. People were confused. People were nervous. People were ready. But 5 minutes later, Hazel dropped the real bomb. "Blueface, don't play with me. Your son didn't get sick for no reason." And you know, WHY? The internet froze. Blueface immediately went live, yelling, pacing, trying to get ahead of the story, claiming Hazel was clout chasing, doing too much and lying on his family. But Hazel laughed. Not a normal laugh, a cold, confident, "I have receipts" laugh. Then she said the words that sent Baddies fans, Zeus fans, and Blueface's own supporters into panic mode. Should I post the doctor's message or no? Chat went crazy. Post it, teat, "Oh my God, she got the doctor. Blueface is done. Not Junior issues again? Is this why the baby was coughing? What did he do now?" Hazel continued. "You blamed me. You said I hurt him. You said I was the problem. Let's really talk about who put Junior in danger." And then, like a nuclear bomb, she dropped a screenshot of a medical message from a pediatric specialist. The highlighted line said, "Symptoms are consistent with prolonged exposure. Exposure to WHAT. To who? To which house? To which parent?" Hazel smirked and added, "Blue don't want this smoke. I promise you he don't. Should I go live?" The internet begged her because this wasn't drama anymore. This wasn't petty revenge. This wasn't a storyline. This was Hazel E. coming back with a vengeance. Ready to expose everything Christian and Blueface have been hiding about JR, and this time, she's naming names. To understand why Hazel E. finally snapped. Why she came out swinging like a woman who's been sitting on years of ammunition. And why she suddenly decided to expose Blueface and the hidden issues surrounding Junior. We have to go back, way back to the moment Hazel first crossed paths with Blueface, Christian, and their toxic whirlwind, because Hazel wasn't always the villain they painted her to be. She wasn't always the problem. She wasn't always the target. In fact, she was one of the first people who tried to help Christian navigate the madness when everything in her life was falling apart. But what Hazel didn't know was that Blueface had already started planting seeds. Little comments, little digs, little lies that would eventually turn BOTH sides against each other, and the one person caught in the middle. JRA baby who didn't ask for any of this. A baby whose health issues were becoming way too serious to ignore. A baby everyone kept using as a prop, as a pawn, as a storyline, until Hazel said, "Enough." The beginning of the fallout started months ago when Hazel reached out privately to offer help. She'd already been dealing with motherhood. She'd already been through chaos. She understood postpartum depression. She understood stress. She understood fame. Christian told her, "I don't trust nobody but you." Hazel kept that message. It'll come up later. They talked on FaceTime. They talked about diapers, sleep schedules, formula shortages, crying fits. Stuff real moms talk about. Hazel even sent Christian a baby basket, blankets, wipes, organic soap, the whole thing. But the problem started when Hazel mentioned JR symptoms. Christian posted multiple videos of Junior coughing, wheezing, crying nonstop. Fans were concerned. Doctors were concerned. Hazel, being a mother herself, said, "Girl, take that baby to a pediatric specialist. This looks like more than a cold." But instead of taking the advice, Christian told Blueface, "Hazel said something wrong with our baby. Blueface, always ready for a fight, went on his phone and started ranting. Hazel trying to insert herself. Hazel always worried about Shastra's tea. That ain't her business. She'll think she a doctor now. He blamed Hazel publicly. Called her names. Said she was the danger. She was messy. She was obsessed. Hazel said nothing. She'll let it go. Until the day everything changed. A Zeus staffer leaked the real timeline. JR had a respiratory issue long before Hazel even said anything. Here's the part they tried to hide. Junior wasn't breathing properly. He was having nighttime choking episodes. He was congested for weeks. He was wheezing so hard his chest sank in. His fingernails turned slightly blue at one point. He had mucus buildup in his throat. He was exposed to strong smells and smoke. And the worst part? A doctor had already warned them. Prolonged exposure to irritants can cause chronic symptoms. And who was around Junior most during that period? Not Hazel, not Jaden, not Carl Issa. It was Blueface. And certain people Blueface kept around him. Hazel knew this. She just didn't say it. Not yet. But it got worse. Chris EAN started sending Hazel messages at 3 a.m., drunk, panicked, crying. Venting, he won't stop coughing, he breathes loud, keeps gagging. Why is he always sick? I'm scared, it's Blue's fault. Hazel kept these messages too. Receipts, screenshots, voice notes, and one voice note. Hazel said she nearly threw up listening to Christian. Whispered into the mic. Blue had people in the house smoking around him. I told him to stop. He didn't. Hazel asked, did the doctor say anything? Christian replied, he said my baby breathing like he got exposure for too long. The exact line Hazel posted a screenshot of. So why did Hazel stay silent for months? Because she didn't want to be responsible for exposing JR's medical issues while the parents were still fighting like children. But THEN. Blueface did the one thing Hazel couldn't forgive during one of his unhinged live streams. He claimed, Hazel E. hurt my son. She dangerous. Keep her away from him. Hazel's blood boiled. Because not only was that a lie, was completely backwards. JR's issues took months to develop. Hazel was never near him. She didn't babysit. She didn't visit him. She didn't go to Blue's house. Meanwhile, Blueface had Junior. Around smoke, around loud environments, around dirty surfaces, around crowds, around alcohol, around late-night parties, around unsafe living conditions, around people who weren't supposed to be near him, and Hazel had proof. Screenshots, messages, clips, voice notes. Even a partial doctor's note Christian sent her during a panic attack, the same line. Hazel posted, symptoms consistent with prolonged exposure. Exposure to WHAT. To WHICH environment. You already know, and Hazel had enough. But the real breaking point, the moment Hazel decided to expose everything, came when Carlissa DM'd her. They're trying to blame you for something Blue did. I know the truth. Drop your receipts. Even Carlissa was done with Blueface's lies and Hazel. She wasn't going to let a man who couldn't even keep his own life together accuse her of hurting a child, not when she had evidence that Blueface's behavior was at the root of JR's health problems, not when she had messages from Christian saying she was scared, saying she didn't know what to do, saying Blue was careless, saying Junior was coughing nonstop, and definitely not when Blueface went online and dragged Hazel's name so hard that her own fans turned on her. She snapped. And the receipts she brought with her weren't petty drama. They were about JR's safety, JR's health, JR's environment, and the one comments flooded in Blueface. What did you do? Not him being the reason Junior was sick? This is crazy. Hazel been quiet for too long now. I tease all making sense. Blueface went live again. Louder this time? Crazier this time. That's fake. Christian never sent her that. She making messages up. But then Hazel dropped the first voice note. A shaky recording of Christian crying softly. He was breathing weird, like he couldn't catch air. And Blue had people over. They was smoking in the living room. I told him stop. But he said, he'll be fine, Hazel. What do I do? The comments exploded like wildfire. Blueface, you did this? Junior had respiratory issues because of smoke. This is child endangerment. Blueface is finished. Oh, this is bad, 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 and Blueface. He didn't deny it. This time, he just said, man, y'all don't know the full story, which only made it worse. But Hazel wasn't anywhere near done. She posted the third receipt. A photo Christian sent her months ago with a long message attached. The text said, the doctor said he'd breathing like he'd been exposed to stuff too long, like irritants. He said baby's lungs are small and blue. Don't listen to me. I've been telling him to open windows, but he don't care. Hazel circled the exact line. Exposed to irritants too long. And she added, stop blaming me for your environment. The internet went insane. This wasn't drama anymore. This was negligence, and fans started connecting dots. JR coughing nonstop, Junior vomiting mucus, Junior wheezing on live. JR's chest sinking when he breathed. JR's nose always running, JR's raspy cries. JR's blue-tinted lips in one video. JR's constant sick baby. Look, then Hazel dropped another bomb. Screenshots of Blueface's house, not staged photos. Not edited images, real photos of the environment Junior was staying in. Ashtrays, open liquor bottles. People smoking, a foggy living room. People partying, dirty table surfaces. Open windows with smoke blowing back inside. Hazel captioned, and this is where y'all want to blame me. That post nearly broke the internet. People were furious. Mothers were outraged. Doctors were commenting. Nurses were editing videos explaining the danger. Blueface went silent for the first time all night. He had no comeback. But Hazel still wasn't done because twist hadn't hit yet. She dropped a fourth screenshot. This one was the one. No one expected a message from Blueface's own sister. Kalisha sent directly to Hazel months ago. Girl, I know Blue don't clean. I told Christian to stop letting people smoke in that house. Baby don't deserve that. I told her to take him to my mama house instead. Hazel didn't even add a caption. She just posted it raw. The comments exploded. Even Blueface family said the house was bad. Carlisa, been new. This is a whole cover-up. Junior been in danger and they all knew. Blueface tried to go live again, but he was too emotional to be coherent. He yelled at the screen, my family, messy. Hazel messy. Everybody trying to break me down. Ain't nobody taking my son from me. Except, Hazel wasn't trying to take Junior, she was trying to expose. Why he kept ending up sick. And then Hazel dropped the first shocking twist. That made Zeus producers lose their minds. She posted a picture of JR's medication list edited to protect privacy and circled one section. Respiratory inhaler used twice daily. It added, THIS is what y'all made this baby need. The internet froze in disbelief. JR was on breathing support. Nobody knew that. Not publicly. Not officially, Todd Hazel continued. And don't ask me how I know. Christian told me everything. Then she posted the chat. He wheezing again. They put him on an inhaler. The doctor told me, keep him away from smoke, Hazel captioned. She told you to keep him away. She told you to stop having parties. She told you to stop having people smoke. And you didn't listen. And that's when Blueface snapped. He jumped on live screaming, stop posting my son's medical info. You out of pocket. You're doing too much? You going too far. Hazel laughed again, the scariest kind of laugh. Then she said, you went too far when you blamed me. Now I'm showing people. The real reason Junior got sick, but the storyline wasn't done twisting yet because Hazel dropped the one receipt that changed the entire internet's opinion overnight. She posted a photo dated months before then you born. Drama of Blueface holding Junior. With a full cloud of smoke behind him, Hazel circled Blueface's hand. There was a lit blunt between his fingers. Her caption, "You did this to your son. Not me. Not Christian. You." Blueface lost it. He was screaming that ain't even the same day. I wasn't smoking around him. Y'all crazy. Hazel photoshopping. But then Carlisa commented under Hazel's post, "That picture is real." And I told him the same thing. Done. Finished. Over. The internet erupted. Carlisa confirmed it Blueface really had Junior around smoke. Not the mama agreeing with Hazel. Blueface can't even lie right in. That was when Hazel said the sentence that became the twist. This wasn't the first time. This was the fourth. She then posted, "Junior had 4 separate breathing episodes connected to Blue's house. 4. She dropped dates. She dropped times. She dropped screenshots. She dropped voice notes. And then she posted the final message from Christian. Hayes, please don't tell nobody, but the doctor said Junior gotta stay with me 'cause Blue's house too smoky. I don't want people to blame him, but it's true." Hazel circled the last part. It's true. And that was the first shocking twist. Blueface caused JR's breathing issues multiple times, and Hazel had the receipts to prove it. But the second twist, the one involving Christian and the truth she hid for month, that comes next. Hazel had already detonated the internet once. She exposed Blueface's role in JR's breathing problems. But what nobody expected was that Hazel had been holding on to something way more explosive. Something that didn't just expose Blueface, but exposed Christian Rock herself. Because while the internet was dragging Blueface, calling him negligent, irresponsible, dangerous, Hazel posted a cryptic message. "Don't celebrate too fast. Christian ain't innocent either." The comments section erupted. "What Christian do? Hazel, what you about to drop? Oh my God, no way. Is this about the baby? Drop the receipts, sis." Hazel responded, "What's in your house?" Christian sent a picture. Hazel blurred the background but circled one section. Mold, blackmailed, across the ceiling. Behind the crib. In the corner, Hazel captioned, "She blamed Blue for everything. But she never told y'all this." The internet lost its mind. Nuwu, not black mold. This is worse than smoke. This baby was surrounded by mold. WTF is going on? Christian, why you didn't say anything? Oh my God, this is dangerous. Babies can die from this. Even doctors jumped into the comments section. That would absolutely explain chronic coughing, wheezing, and breathing obstruction. This is medical neglect. Both parents failed that baby. Suddenly, Blueface reappeared on live. "Why you ain't tell me about the mold? You let me take the blame for everything." But Hazel wasn't done twisting the knife. She posted another message from Christian. "I was embarrassed. Didn't want people to judge me." Hazel captioned, "So you let Blue get dragged. While you hid this?" The internet began turning on Christian hard. She negligent too. Both parents messy. That baby's suffering from both houses. Hazel exposing the whole ecosystem. Oh my God, this kid never had a chance. Then came the second shocking twist. It's the one that flipped the entire narrative upside down. Hazel posted the final voice note from Christian. "I think I messed up. I moved the crib closer to the wall because I wanted the room to look cute. But that's where the mold was. I didn't know it was spreading." Hazel circled the part that sent shockwaves through the internet. "I think the mold got into his lungs." And Hazel wrote, "This is why that doctor told you to bring him back." Blueface melted down on camera. "You hid that. You lead on me. You let the internet blame me for months while you had him sleeping next to mold." Christian jumped into the comments crying, "I didn't know it was that bad." But Hazel wasn't backing down. She posted one last message. "You both failed that baby. You both lied. And I got more." The world froze. More what? What could be worse than smoke and mold? "Hazel, please stop. I'm scared." What is next? Hazel ended the night with that cliffhanger. "I haven't even shown the video yet." The room erupted. Comments exploding. Fans panicking, Blueface punching walls, Christian screaming on live. Carlissa tweeting parables. Because if Hazel has video proof of what Junior was exposed to, it won't just ruin reputations. It might trigger a custody investigation and the twist that video contains. That is coming next, when Hazel E. dropped the mold screenshots, the missed doctor appointments, the voice notes, the "I moved his crib next to the wall" confession. The entire internet stopped breathing because this wasn't drama anymore. This wasn't shade. This wasn't a petty clapback. This was evidence. Evidence of real conditions, real negligence, real danger, and real consequences. People weren't laughing. People weren't entertained. They were horrified. Child health experts started stitching Hazel's posts. Nurses were explaining symptoms. Mothers were crying on live streams. Fans began commenting, "This baby never stood a chance. This is heartbreaking. They both failed Junior. Somebody call CPS." And while the internet spiraled into concern and outrage, behind the scenes, things got even uglier. Zoo's headquarters went into emergency mode instantly. Producers shut offices. Lawyers were called in. Executives held a 2-hour crisis meeting. Phone calls were made to public relations teams. One producer leaked, "This is worse than anything we've dealt with. Legal is freaking out." Another said, "Hazel just exposed stuff even we didn't know." A third added, "If she posts that video, it could shut the whole show down, 'cause Hazel's "I haven't shown the video yet" was not an empty threat. She had actual footage of where Junior was staying and what he was exposed to, the same exposure the pediatric specialists warned about. And if that video hits the internet, everything changes. Blueface was spiraling publicly. On live, he was pacing violently, wiping sweat from his forehead, knocking over chairs, cussing at the screen. "Nay, Hazel doing too much. She trying to make me look like a monster. I ain't no bad father. I ain't nigh danger to my son. Christian, the one with the mold. Y'all blame me for everything." But the comments were not on his side. "Blue, you still smoked around him though. You both messed up. Stop yelling and take accountability. You were reckless too." Hazel. "Got proof, bro." He tried to calm himself. Tried to flip the narrative. Tried to yell louder. Tried to blame Hazel again, but nothing stuck. Not this time, because Hazel's receipts were real. Time-stamped, verified, cross-checked with doctor's notes, and worse. Blueface's own family was backing Hazel. Carlissa went live saying, "Hazel didn't lie. She told the truth. And I've been told both of them to fix that baby's living conditions." Even Blueface's sister wrote, "I warned them. Nobody listened." Blueface collapsed onto the couch on live, holding his head in his hands. For the first time in months, he looked defeated. Chris Ean, on the other hand, is having a full emotional breakdown. She went live too, crying so hard she could barely talk. "She trying to make me look like a bad mom. I didn't know about the mold. I didn't know it was hurting my baby. I didn't KNOW. But the comments weren't having it. You skipped appointments. You ignored the clinic. You put JR's crib next to the mold. You lied to everybody." Christian screamed, "Stop saying I lied. I didn't know IT was that bad." Then Hazel joined the comments herself and wrote, "You sent me the pictures. You knew." Because Hazel wasn't bluffing. She had a video, and not just any video, a video that showed exactly what the pediatric specialist meant by prolonged exposure. But before Hazel posted the video, she uploaded one more cryptic message, a black screen with white text. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't mold. This wasn't smoke. This was negligence. The internet froze. What does that mean? Negligence from who? Christian or Blue? Hazel, stop playing and drop IT. I'm literally scared for this baby. Oh my God. Then the timer hit 0. Hazel posted a 12-second clip, and those 12 seconds became the most shocking footage the Zeus fandom has ever seen. The video begins with a camera facing a hallway. It's clearly inside Christian's house, the same house fans recognized from her lives. You hear a baby coughing loudly, a painful, raspy, struggling cough. Not a sick baby cough, a dangerous one. Then the camera pans and you see JR's crib. But the crib isn't empty. JR is lying there, crying, gasping for breath. And directly above him, not mold this time, not smoke. A humidifier blowing thick steam mixed with a strong scented aroma straight into JR's face. A humidifier? Loaded with eucalyptus oil, a product nitrogen monoxide pediatrician recommends for infants. A product known to cause respiratory issues. A product that literally says on the label, warning, do not use around babies. And the humidifier was on maximum power. Hazel zoomed in on the label, then zoomed in on Junior coughing in distress, then zoomed in on the oil bottle on the table. The caption read, "This is what caused the worst episode." The internet went insane. New woo, oh my God, not the humidifier with oils. She should know better. This can kill a baby, OMG, GGG, Hazel was right. This is worse than mold. This is child endangerment, WTF. Doctors immediately jumped into comment sections. A pediatric nurse said, eucalyptus oils can cause airway swelling in infants. This is very dangerous. Another doctor, this explains the wheezing, gagging, and breathing obstruction. Another, this is absolutely negligence. Blueface immediately went live screaming, "That's not my house. That's not my stuff. That wasn't me. That was her. That was Harar." He was losing his mind. Because for once, the internet believed him. Chrissy and Shen, watching the video drop in real time, went live sobbing uncontrollably. "I didn't know. I didn't know it was bad for babies. My auntie told me to use it. I swear I didn't mean to hurt him. I swear." Chat did not hold back. You missed appointments, you ignored the clinic, you put him next to mold, and now this. Girl, stop crying and fix your life. This poor baby SMH. Even her OWN supporters were turning on her. But Hazel wasn't posting the video to expose Christian. She posted it because of the final detail. The detail that turned this into a breaking story. And a potential legal case. Hazel posted a second clip. A zoomed out angle. And this is where the true twist hits. Because in the background, as Junior struggled to breathe as the humidifier blasted toxic fumes toward him, you saw a figure walk by. Not Christian. Not a friend. Not a family member. It was a man. A man. The internet recognized immediately. The same man caught with Christian behind the scenes months ago. The same man fans kept asking about. The same man Blueface kept accusing her of being around. The same man rumored to be always in the house. Hazel circled him in red dot and wrote the name him. The comments exploded. Nitrogen May. No way. No way ye, not that man again, G. The same dude from the other leaks. The dude Blueface said she cheated with. The rapper friend. The producer. The video guy. Oh my God, this is bad because his presence changed everything. It meant Christian wasn't alone when the humidifier incident happened. Someone else was there. Someone who should have known better. Someone who allowed it to continue. Someone who didn't pick up the baby. Someone who didn't turn off the device. Someone who didn't stop the exposure. And that man. He's known, recognized, public. Connected. Hazel ended the clip with, "This ain't just about Blue. This ain't just about Christian. This is about everyone who was supposed to protect Junior. And didn't." The world was shaking. Celebrities started reacting again. Oh no. This is bad. Hazel didn't come to play today. Someone call CPS immediately. That baby is in danger. The zoo CEO texted a producer, "Shut the building down. We need a legal briefing. Now." And Hazel posted one final story. "Tomorrow, I'm naming everyone who was in that house." The cliffhanger hit like a bullet. Because the question now wasn't, who failed Junior? It was how many people failed him. And Hazel is about to reveal every single name. And now, after the mold, after the smoke, after the skipped appointments, after the pediatric warnings, after the leaked messages, after the crying voice notes, After Hazel's 12-second video that broke the internet, and after the shadowy figure caught in the background, one thing has become clear. This is no longer drama. This is a protection issue, a real one, a serious one. And Hazel is promising to name every single person who was present during the humidifier incident, the mold exposure, and the choking episode. So here's what you need to comment right now. Should Hazel release all the names tomorrow? Who do you think the man in the background is? Should Blueface and Chrisean both face consequences? Who do you think failed Junior the most? And do you think Zeus should intervene now? Your comment is what drives this video straight into trending. Your comment is what forces Zeus to respond. Your comment is what pressures these parents and these adults to finally put JR first. Hit like if you think Hazel did the right thing. Hit subscribe because the next episode will be the biggest reveal yet. Turn on notifications because tomorrow's drop is going to shock everyone. The truth is coming. The names are coming. The consequences are coming. Stay locked in. Stay locked in.